YouTube, this is Masters of Yu-Gi-Oh! And today we're doing the deck profile that we promised for you in the Vibe Turbo, the Blackwing version 2 deck profile. It's Chaos Plants, and just a few proxy cards. The deck is unbelievable. It's top of the game right now. I have the main deck, extra deck, side deck, tokens for decoration, but most of the proxy cards is just the bit of the plant engine. I'm trying to get those, but also if you're wondering, I don't use Brionac. I don't have it at the moment. Same with Catastor, but there's some synchros in here that I'm going to get rid of when I do get those two synchros. But make sure you have those in this deck. It makes them pretty easily. And so I'm going to start here with the main deck. Some people use 2 Chaos Sorcerers. I prefer 3. 6 Samurais these days and other things that rely on, say, like 1 monster. Chaos Sorcerer is amazing. Some people will just use 3 Chaos Sorcerers and no Caius. I have a Caius and 3 Chaos Sorcerers. You will soon see. I think that they do really well together, and it all supports the dark and light attributes. It's really nice. Then we have the 3 Raikos. Supports milling, and it's, of course, flip, mill 3, destroy 1. Some people might just side deck against you just for this card, but it doesn't mean anything. It's really good card. You need 3. If you don't, then it's not a good deck. 2 Debris Dragon. You should know its effect. It works amazingly. It's a great synchroing card. 2 Card Trooper also supports milling and can get up to a beat stick by milling 3. Mystic, and now kind of into the plant engine. Mystic Tomato can search out Sanjin, I believe Spirit Reaper too, in desperate situations. But great card, especially with Spore. I love using Mystic Tomato because it's not just a dark and can play Sanjin, but it's a plant, so you can remove from play for Spore to get a level 5 tuner, which you could sync with Dandelion if you're fortunate, or a Card Trooper for level 8. Great strategy. And 2 Lone Fire Blossoms. If you don't know the strategy already for the instant shooting star, have a Lone Fire Blossom in your hand, a Monster Born, or a Call of the Haunted, or a Limit Reverse, and I could explain at the end of this. It's a quick little tutorial, I guess.
Well, Call of the Haunted and Limit Reverse have to be on the field, but
yeah, but it works.
Yeah, it works very well. He showed me it before.
Glow Up Bulb is the other plant card. Plant that I can't get my hands on right now. You need the card. It can be done without, but make sure you don't really compete with it until you have it. It's amazing. Then Sanjin, Searcher, simple. Caius, like I said, and it's a great card. You don't really tribute it. You don't tribute at all. So when you don't really have to tribute Caius, it supports the dark for Chaos Sorcerer, and pretty nice. It's the best Monarch. I don't suggest you. I really recommend it. It works really well with the 3 Chaos Sorcerers. Yeah, Spirit Reaper, because it's sometimes can be invincible. It's great. I don't know, and it can be used to poke and mill some cards out of your opponent's hand. It's great. Then 2 Effect Violers, only got 1 right now. Well, it's not even mine, but using 1 right now. Works great, light type, and it's amazing in this format.
What happened to your Effect Violer before from Frog Monarchs? Did you trade it?
I think I did.
Don't ever trade it.
Yeah, Gores. I didn't really find room for Tragodia in here, because you can also play Tragodia in this, and it works fairly well too. So, Gores and Tragodia, you need at least 1 of each, and it works greatly. And they're both dark, so. And then into the spells and traps, Charge the Light Brigade, mills, and can get Eureka, who also mills, so it really kind of speeds it up sometimes. Foolish Burial. Well, you need it, any card that relies for cards in the graveyard. Then 2 Pot of Avarice, Some people use 3. I recommend 2 because sometimes if you use 3, you might draw it at the wrong times, and sometimes if you get into a desperate situation, you have to return your, say, sometimes I'm forced into returning a Spore, a Glow-Up Bulb, in order to get those 5 monsters. So I prefer 2 because it's draw power and it recycles. So Monster Reborn, and Dark Hole, and Giant Trinade, Book of Moon, 2 MSTs, those are all staples. And a really funny card in synchroing decks is Mind Control. Sync with your opponent's monsters usually. Take a monster till on phase of turn, sync with it. Very handy. Now that was 11 spells and 22 monsters. So now on to the 7 traps. Call of the Haunted and Limit Reverse, like I said, can be used with Lone Fire Blossom for that shooting star, one turn shooting star. And I'll show it to you very shortly. It's great. It's amazing. It really supports synchroing or just getting your strong monsters back on the field. Mirror Force, great card. 2 Bottomlesses. I don't have 2 Solemn Warnings. Everyone uses 2 Solemn Warnings, but I don't have them just yet, and 2 Bottomlesses is kind of a pretty nice replacement for now.
Oh, just to let you guys know, if you don't have Pot of Duality, which I know a lot of people do, it's coming out in a tin. It's gonna be like $10. No, I feel kind of bad for the people who bought them for like $140. So.
Okay, here, let's keep going.
Yeah. Sorry.
Torrential Tribute, and it also does work with Card Trooper. Summon it, mill 3. During your opponent's turn, if they summon dangerous monster, Torrential, destroy everything, draw a card. This works so many different levels. It's a great card. Mass Destruction. Then Solemn Judgment. I think that this deck really needs it. Lots of people do use it, and I agree with those people. Now, that is the main deck, and I'm just going to show you a simple... If you don't know it already, I'll just show you the simple Shooting Star Dragon in 1 turn. You just need a Lone Fire Blossom and a Monster Reborn. Sorry if you can't, like, this is the proxy Lone Fire Blossom. So you summon the Lone Fire Blossom, and you tribute it to special summon a second Lone Fire Blossom from your deck. This is not Lone Fire Blossom. Then you tribute it for Dandelion. Now, Dandelion is a plant, so it works when you Monster Reborn the Lone Fire Blossom. You then tribute the Dandelion for 2 tokens, and you select Spore as its target. Spore is a level 1 in this situation, so you sync the Spore with the token for your formula. You get to draw, it doesn't matter what you draw. Then you sync... Then you use Spore's effect and remove from play your Lone Fire Blossom in your graveyard for Spore, and now level 4 tuner. Sync with your last token, Lone Fire Blossom, Spore, level 8, Stardust Dragon, sync, Shooting Star. Remember that combo, and there's a bunch of other combos I could teach you, but we're kind of running out of time, I'm guessing, because we haven't even shown you the extra inside. So, for the extra, we have Stardust, Shooting Star, 2 Formula Synchrons, 2 Black Rose, Scrap Dragon, Thought Ruler, my favorite card now, Colossal Fighter, Mistworm. You can replace this with Trishula, but this is a good substitute. Ancient Fairy works against Gravekeepers. Amazingly, 3,000 defense, almost no synchro can get through it, so it's really nice too. Iron Chain, Debris Dragon plus Raikou equals Iron Chain Dragon, and it's a pretty nice attacker. Its effect can be useful. Magical Android and Catastor for our level 5. This is proxied, like I said. And then Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, because I side deck against Machines, of course. And then into the side deck, the last part of this, the 2 Cyber Dragons, 2 Puppet Plants, mainly against 6 Samurai, some Spellcaster decks, because there are some in
It's
locals.
really funny.
2 DD Crow, And Connect Soldier, sorry about that. That also goes well against 6 Samurais. 2 DD Crows for, sorry, my friend is boring them right now. But 2 DD Crows, and it's good. I don't think that there's someone that shouldn't use DD Crow. 2 Null Mana Crossout. Burial for a Different Dimension. Nice card, gets your guys back in the grave. 2 Out of the Blue. This is ones you probably haven't heard of, but it's a continuous spell, and when your opponent activates a card that targets the graveyard, it gets destroyed. And when it gets destroyed, you return all cards in your opponent's graveyard to the deck, which can be really effective sometimes. Then
Especially for grave.
Malevolent Catastrophe, Mind Crush, and 1 Dust Tornado. Another thing against Gravekeepers, because this thing can really get hurt by Gravekeepers, so you need to side deck a little bit of stuff for them. So that's pretty much the whole deck. We're gonna have dual videos of this thing in action, and look, I will also, maybe, it depends on how it does in the next local tournament I'll take it to. I might even have a report about that. So, thanks. So please comment, rate, subscribe. See ya.